here, 2v2 Calderis Refinery. Blue team, we have Mr. Ricco as a Warboss. Big stompy melee commander, leads from the front with buffs, damage and disruption. Alongside OHUEVATOR as a Chaos Lord. Tanky melee commander, bashes through cover and cannot be suppressed. Red team is Tyranids. We have BobTheDespoiler as a Lictor Alpha, infiltrating commander, fights melee, does pretty nice DPS, good at ambushes and harassment. And Sheffy as a Revenant Alpha, fights range by default, can build tunnels for itself and all of its allies to use. 3 victory points up for grabs. Natural for blue here in the east, natural for red here in the west, and a central VP which usually turns into a giant ruckus at the end of the game. We'll see how it goes. Double shooters on the field for Mr. Ricco, light ranged infantry. We do have double termagants for both Tyranid players into spore mines. They both seem to be using the same colour scheme too, so I'm sure I'm going to get incredibly confused continuously. Lictor Alpha is infiltrated. Warboss charges into the termagants. Here comes Sheffy though to reinforce, and his Orks are forced off, and so is the Warboss. Spore mines are pretty much floating grenades that also suppress when they detonate. Chaos Lord engage in nothing in particular with Kill the Weak there, and is forced off. Blue team need to bleed the red team as much as they can, get as much model losses as they can. Early game doesn't started well. Spore mines are great deterrent to melee units especially. Here come double shooters to force off the Lictor Alpha. Warriors on the way for BobTheDespoiler. Warboss getting his angry bits. Grenade launchers on these heretics. Turn them into kind of an artillery unit, which will be great against the termagants. See how much damage they're taking here. This tunnel should be taken out too. Havocs on the field for OHUEVATOR. Setup team that suppresses by default with a heavy bolter. OHUEVATOR must have lost his first heretic squad there. Shooter boy knob leader so he can detect the Lictor Alpha. Blues have pushed back pretty well here. I think Sheffy was a bit overeager, trying to take out that power. Warriors on the field for Bob start off as a melee unit, grant basic synapse to little Tyranids, and shooters are forced off quick time. So are sluggers. Mr. Ricco just has no answer to this. Revenant Alpha back on the field thanks to his tunnels. Look how fast they are back out. Taking out Blue's natural power there. Here comes the Chaos Lord. Here comes Spore Mines though. Gonna get a detonation on these Chaos Space Marines. Chaos Lord forced off. Blue team having a torrid time. Every time they engage, they are out damaged and forced off. 433 plays 480. Double termagants in the center have toxin sacks. Both do. In fact, all 4 termagant squads have toxin sacks. We have Ravenous Brood on the way for Sheffy, which will counter that Havoc squad nicely, since they can burrow. Sheffy doing a great job preserving his spore mines here. Still has 2 remaining. Mr. Ricco has his cyborg implants now. He's just a destruction machine at the moment. Angry Bits and Cyborg. Ravener Alpha trying to engage Chaos Space Marines in melee. They get their Eternal War upgrade. OHUEVATOR needs to win this engagement. Kill the weak on those Hormigons. Well timed. Havoc's forced off. Ravener's down to almost half health though. This is full retreat here from OHUEVATOR. Devourers for the Ravener Brood, giving them a ranged weapon. Orks on this natural power of Bob. Flesh hooks on the shooter boy Knob Leader, and he's taking tons of damage. He will die last, so all of the other members are dying, and he wipes the squad. That's a huge blow for Mr. Ricco. BobTheDespoiler going tier 2. Big stomp, stunning everything. Gonna be lucky to get out there though. Warriors and Hormigons are there. Here come, use your choppers, Slugger boys. They are forced off though. 395 plays 473 over on the east. Spore mines finally go down. Some guns taking pot shots out of generator. Looks like they're going to finish it off and do. Grenade launchers are their worst enemy in tier 1 though, and they are forced off. This Havoc is going to have a tough time with those Raveners around. OHUEVATOR of course does not know that this tunnel is here. It's how Sheffy is getting back into the fight so quickly. Lictor Alpha comes back to cap his natural. It's going to be a 2-1 for blue though. Here comes the Ravener Alpha. Very quick commander. Tier 2 for Sheffy. Bob is getting a Venom Brood. Anti-vehicle unit which also grants ranged synapse to these termagants. Warriors have adrenal glands, giving them melee synapse and boosting their melee damage and health. 388 plays 443 now, a single cap for blue. Lictor Alpha wasn't able to finish the cap on his natural. Warboss should be going after that Venom Brood, I think. Use your choppers on these sluggers. They are not attacking the warriors though. Now they are, and forcing off those warriors. Mr. Ricco doing well with inferior numbers, forcing off the Tyranids there, thanks to Warboss global buffs. Use your choppers is so scary. Venom Brood on the field also for Sheffy, forcing melee on these Chaos Space Marines. Havocs. Raveners must have used their burrow, they can't do it and are forced off by the Chaos Lord. Knocks over a small building in the process. 388 plays 418. Weird Boy on the field for Mr. Ricco, great choice against Tyranids. Plague Marines on the way for OHUEVATOR, that's a strange one. Is he expecting Tyrant Guard or something? Very strange choice. Maybe he just wants the field presence and toughness that Plague Marines give you. Very sneaky tunnel here from Sheffy. Chaos Space Marines taking damage and kite away. I think Mark of Khorne would be pretty good choice for those CSM. We do have the Corrosive Devourer on this Ravener Alpha, giving it a pretty nasty ranged weapon. Weird Boy forced off. A bit too overeager. Power Claw on the Warboss, very powerful melee weapon versus all targets. Look at the amount of Tyranids. Chaos Lord has his devastating lightning claws and Armor of the Inferno, a great choice versus Tyranids. He's not able to use it. Oh, he did use it there, I think. Warboss charges into nothing and is knocked back by this zone throat. Artillery unit for Tyranids. Doesn't need to set up, but it's very slow and vulnerable. Mr. Ricco forced off 388, plays 410. I think blue team have done pretty well to keep the VP deficit quite low, despite red team's superior capping power and numbers, as you'd expect from Tyranids, I suppose. Venom Brood does a pretty nice job at taking out generators. Raveners don't want to borrow those Havocs, and we do see Mark of Corner on these Chaos Space Marines. I love using this thing. Turns your Chaos Space Marines into a beastly melee unit, boosting their speed, chain axes, plasma pistols, all the good stuff. Need their aspiring champion though. Flesh hooks on the Weird Boy, trying to take him out. Uses Warp Vomit to save itself. Tier 3 for OHUEVATOR and Sheffy. Bob is already there. 356 plays 410. Power Claw Warboss on these warriors now. Toxin sacks crippling poison just in time. Swampum used by these sluggers, reducing the range damage they take by 50%, forcing off all of Bob's stuff on this side. Centaur is not being taken by this Hormagaunts, they are idle. Two to 1 for blue. Ravener Brood burrows on these Havocs, forcing them to retreat. Might lose a member here. No. This generator farm is toast. Carnifex on the field for Bob. Has his Thornback upgrade, specialising it for melee even more. Not sure what Mr. Ricco is going to do against that thing. Tier 3 for him. The last to go. 347 plays 386. Center is blue. Here is the Weird Boy puts zap on those Termagants. You see Sheffy splitting them from the rest of his Tyranids so it doesn't jump. Let the Galaxy burn, that's going to be devastating. And a Weird Boy shot. Chaos Lord is forced off though. His Termagants are staying in the embers, taking tons of damage, 9 health on one member. Plague Marines forcing melee on the zone throat. Gets away though, I think. Just Havoc's down to 16 HP and one salvo takes them out. Here is the Carnifex. 343 plays 371. Blue team in all sorts of trouble here. Don't see how they can turn this around. Done so well to only be 30 VPs behind. Warboss trying to engage the Carnifex, but he's spawned a bunch of Rippers, which are very hard to hit since they're so small. Plague Marines forced off of a single member. Hormagaunts chasing them, and here's a Carnifex charge, and that's a dead Plague Marine squad, I think. Yes. Where you going, says Bob. Great unclean one on the way for OHUEVATOR, who only has Chaos Space Marines, and that is it. With Mark of Khorne, no aspiring champion. Unable to take out the tunnel even. Double Carnifexes now for red team, both with Thornback. Warboss forced off. Amount of Tyranids is crazy. We do have knobs on the field. They have their knob leader too. What are they going to go for? Just going to get crippled surely. Going after these warriors. Zone throat shots going in. Warp vomit going in. Here comes more Tyranids. There's that Galaxy Burn. Should have done it on that mob, I think. Knobs taking tons of damage. Might go down here. Ouch. Mr. Ricco loses his knob squads in their first engagement. 308 plays 370, 2-1 for blue team. Chaos Lord forced off. Gene Stealer's on the way for Bob. Great and Clean One is on the field. Not sure how long it's going to last though, with double Carnifexes and double Venom Broods. More Plague Marines on the way for OHUEVATOR. Carnifex and the rest of the stuff has spotted the Great Unclean One. Looks like Mr. Ricco is going to come and support OHUEVATOR over here. Mr. Ricco getting some more knobs. Here comes a big Warboss charge. Very well placed. Now in the mix of it, and there's Let the Galaxy Burn. Plague Marines snaring this Carnifex of each missile. Look at the damage the Raven Alpha is doing to that Warboss. And he goes down in retreat to that Carnifex. Second knob squad for Mr. Ricco has its knob leader already. Going after this other Carnifex. This one might be dead. It's a long way back to base. That Plague Marine missile constantly snaring it. Looks like they're calling off the chase. Foul snare on the Lictor Alpha. Here's a Rocks. Global ability of the Orks. That's their nuke, and that is crazy damage. Wiped a Termagant Brood. Almost wiped another. Did loads of damage to the Carnifex too. Gene Stealers on the field for Bob are guarding this victory point in their infiltrated state. They automatically infiltrate when they are idle. Great Unclean One leading the charge for blue on this side. Chaos Lord going after the Ravener Alpha. There is Let the Galaxy Burn on the Raveners. Mark of Khorne, CSM might finish off this Ravener Alpha. Crippling Poison doesn't save him. That must have been the Plasma Pistols finishing off the Ravener Alpha there. 238 plays 3-4-1. Center is blue, they have a 2-1 here. Chaos Lord forced off. Knobs taking tons of damage, have Odd Boys. And forcing off these Adrenal Gland Warriors. Gene Stealers under melee synapse are crazy, but they are forced off here. Blue team pushing back, I can't believe it. Ravener Brood trying to take the center. They do get some demon intestines in their face for their trouble. More Plague Marines on the way for OHUEVATOR. Warboss trying to charge the zone throat and gets it. Only needs takes out the zone throat in a single hit. That is crazy. I thought it would take 2 hits. Another Carnifex on the way for Sheffy. Weird Boy number 2 on the way for Mr. Ricco. 238 plays 274. Blues slowly clawing their way back into this. Look at the amount of power that Bob is floating, almost 500. Deadly Galaxy Burn, not the best placed one he's done. Ouch, Carnifex charge might finish off this Warboss. Almost does. Lucky to get away there. Here comes some Corn Marines with their aspiring champion now. Chaos Lord goes down, not sure what he was trying to do there. Plague Marines exploding on death, Corn Marines being shredded apart. And here's an Imperial Abyss from OHUEVATOR. Largely dodged, but it is such a nasty nuke pulling these infantry in. Carnifex surely is dead and does go down. Still a 2-1 for blue, and we have use your choppers knobs. They are forced to retreat though, and go down in fact. Ouch. Big blow for Mr. Ricco. Venom Brood. No. Great and Clean One does a special attack. Finishes it with Foul Snare. 238 plays 221. Raven Alpha is still down, as is the Lictor Alpha. Warboss is the only commander interested in staying alive, can now try to revive the Chaos Lord under Carnifex attack. Uses his charge to disrupt the Warboss, and he's forced to retreat here. Knob Squad number 3 on the way for Mr. Ricco. More Venom Brood on the way for Bob. 238 plays 221, still 1-1. Plague Marines come to cap the east side. Sheffy lost his Ravener Brood over here. Here comes Bob on the west side. Nope. Carnifex and a load of Sheffy stuff. Synapse Aura for the Ravener Alpha. Lictor Alpha's back up too. He's idle though. Now he's moving. Knocked down by its own Carnifex. Or Sheffy's Carnifex rather, and the Lictor Alpha dies again. These double Plague Marines turning out to be a pretty good choice for OHUEVATOR. Rippers used to tie up that squad. Still getting shots off though. Meanwhile on the west side we have Knobs. Again, up against Tyranids. Gene Stealer's in there, so dangerous. Don't have melee Synapse anymore though. Triple Plague Marines for OHUEVATOR. Oh god, Tyrant formation, I missed it. Forced off the... What did it do? Did it do anything? Plague Marines are still around. Oh, it forced off one Plague Marine squad. 215 plays 204. Foul Snare will take out this Venom Brood member surely. What's going on? Hit it. Not sure what the Great Pink One is doing there. Plague Marines tying up the Ravener Alpha in melee. Another great way to use Plague Marines, of course, is to do this, since they are so tough and explode when they die. Like that. Both blue commanders down. Lictor Alpha is back up. More Raveners on the way for Sheffy. 197 plays 204. Going to be a 2-1 for blue. the spires of the Tyranid formation being attacked, since they give a synapse damage reduction of 15%, I think. Here comes Bob, and his Orks are in trouble and are forced off. In fact, here come Knobs, and they run away. Tyranid formation spires are all down. Look at the amount of damage these Pagan Marines are tanking here. Finally one dies, and they retreat. Warboss level 4, Chaos Lord level 6 and dead, Lictor Alpha level 3, Raven Alpha level 5. This ranged Bob is starting to look pretty nasty. Raven Alpha going to cap the east side. 187 plays 188. Blue team have done so well. Great Unclean One still stomping around. Super units of course cannot level up. Another thorn back Carnifex for Bob, or is it the same one? I'm not sure. Only one Carnifex has gone down, I think. Tomikant's not crippling the Curse Lord. Are we going to see Let the Galaxy Burn? No, he's sending in the Great Unclean One first to tank. Here is Let the Galaxy Burn. Carnifex here flanking, is it? It's going to the... no, it is flanking. It's going to charge these Pagan Marines, I think. Here are Knobs. Great Unclean One still toughing it out. Ouch, Pagan Marines taking insane amounts of damage from Sheffy's ranged blob. Great Unclean One almost finishing off this Carnifex, needs to charge away. 146 plays 188. Looted tank on the way from Mr. Ricco. Big stomp. Is he going to survive this? Exploding Plague Marines heal him, but he's going to go down, I think. Yeah, Ravenous forced melee to finish him off. Curse Lord is right there, and there's Let the Galaxy Burn, and he's forced off himself. Great Unclean One in a fight with a Carnifex takes it out. Here is the looted tank. Another Venom Brood on the way for Sheffy. Bob lost his. Curse Lord goes down. 140 plays 188. Termagants, can they finish the cap? No, they get vomited on and forced off. Knobs will surely finish that squad. No, blocked by the tank. It's a 1-0 cap for red. Surprised that the red team hasn't gone for Swarm Lords. Knobs capping the east side for a 1-to-1. Not sure why the Lictor Alpha isn't capping center. I suppose this tank. He has his Menacing Visage, which is a great counter for powerful squads like Knobs. Also has his Adrenal Glands. Knobs have their E-Jammers. Here come the double carnifexes of Bob with a venom cannon and a thornback, and there's another Orks. Ouch, one of the big ones hit that blob, and it's a full retreat from Sheffy. Blue should be able to take the center now. Sheffy not happy with that rock that hit him. Where is the Great Unclean One? It's coming out of base again. Nobody interested in capping the center among all this. Warboss wants to force off this venom cannon Carnifex. And it's going to, I think. One more hit would do it. There it goes. And this Carnifex is going down too, surely. There it goes. Blue team in the ascendancy here. Take the center for a 2-1. Crazy game. These triple Plague Marines of OHUEVATOR been so great, toughing out these red attacks. Bob lost tons of stuff, only has Termagants and Warrior Brood and Gene Stealers. Warboss with a big stomp, all the Gene Stealers dodge it. They are under melee synapse, so don't lose a member. Warboss forced off. Here's an Imperial Beast, this is crazy. He largely dodged it, I think. I think a Termagant squad was wiped, but that was it. Shooters, get away. Level 4 now. Still a 2-1 for blue. 103 plays 148. Another looted tank on the way for Ricco. Knobs taking so much damage from this range blob. Trying to finish off that Venom Brood, just can't. Excellent use of Warp Vomit by the Weird Boy. There's his artillery attack. Great Unclean One has been so great in this game, stomping around. I thought it would have trouble versus the range blob, but it's done really well. Looted tank now being chased by Adrenal Gland Warriors. Termagant's trying to cap center, they're going to get vomit on. There it is, and almost wipes the squad. 2 members, level 4 Termagants, over 1000 HP. More Plague Marines on the way for OHUEVATOR. Warriors lose a single member on retreat. Looted tank needs repairs, but Mr. Ricco has nothing to repair it with. 2 looted tanks in center, 2-1 for blue. Can reds push them off here? Such a bad start for blue, but they've come back into it fantastically well. These triple Plague Marines and Great Unclean One have done so great. OHUEVATOR goes for a Chaos Predator now. A tier 3 Lictor for Sheffy. Tyranids, as you'd expect, floating ridiculous amounts of power. Warboss charges in, gonna take a lot of damage, gets off his stomp, and he's gonna die. Legacy burn goes off, Warboss dies, foul snare on the Raveners. Chaos Lord runs away. There's a Tyranid formation on the Plague Marines, but they tough it out. Great Unclean One's gonna vomit. Tyranids largely dodge it. It is the Lictor Alpha, has his corrosive claws. Tyranids trying to cap center finally. Great Unclean One getting low now. down to 1500 health. Look at the health fly down. Now under melee is surely going to go down here, and does finally. Brilliant King 1 explodes on death, so this stuff is running away. Another weird boy on the way from Mr. Ricco. Reds are going to take the center, I think, for a 2-to-1. Venom Brood's chasing this tank. This tank's in big trouble. Takes out a Venom Brood. Deadly Galaxy Burn. Wasted, I think, on those Venom Broods. Reds have a 2-to-1. Plague Marines decapping it though. And Blues are pushing back here. Level 4 Plague Marines, 2 of them. One is still level 2. Chaos Lord reviving the Warboss. Tier 3 Lictor trying to cap east under fire from that Chaos tank. Just going to jump behind it for some rear armor hits here. And one more hit will take it out, but he gets away with 15 HP. Shooter's now trying to cap the east side. 84 plays 103. Chaos Lord is doing nothing and is forced off by all that range firepower. Level 3 and level 1 looted tanks. Weird Boy now in the center. Here comes an infiltrated Lictor Alpha. Fully upgraded level 4. More Raveners on the way for Bob. Gonna be the 5th Ravener Brood on the field. Big push by red team now. Weird Boy dies very, very quickly. There's a Rocks. Could have been better, could have been worse. A lot of stuff was up here. Still a 2-to-1 for Blue. OHUEVATOR might be saving for another great unclean one. 84 plays 74. This has been an insane match. Fully upgraded knobs, level 3. Gene Stealers are level 2. Knobs knocked down. They are now crippled, but it's keeping Reds out of the center. OHUEVATOR only has triple Plague Marines now. Lost his tank. Warboss charging in. There's his big stop. Level 9 Warboss. If he got his heavy armor now, he'd be so tough. Picks up a Ravener and throws it aside. Great unclean one, number 2 on the way for OHUEVATOR. 2-to-1 for Blue. 84 plays 36. Chaos Lord is going to be forced off here surely. There's an Imperial Abyss again, and he is forced off. And he might kill himself with the Imperial Abyss, and does. Blue team really need that great unclean one on the field. Warboss dead, Chaos Lord dead. Tyranid formation on the Plague Marines. They scoot away from the central spire. They should now move back towards the central spire. Now a 1-0 cap for Red. 76 plays 18. Great unclean one hit in the field. Reds are going to cap center surely. No, for some reason they aren't. Venom Brood now go to cap. They might have a triple here. Plague Marines, I don't think they'll be able to tough this out. Here comes great unclean one. 2-0. As long as Sheffy can just hold these guys up here, they've won it. Another looted tank on the way. Plague Marines capping east. Blues need to hit centre right now. Here come fully upgraded knobs, level 3. 14 plays 18. Menacing Visage forcing off those knobs, so annoying. Sheffy calls G.H.G, 6 plays 18, surely this is it. And there's a victory for red. Blue team came back amazingly well after that poor start they had. What a game. How many nukes was that? 4 or 5? Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.